Did you think you've seen all of Blake Lively's cringiest talk show moments? Trust me, you have not. And I'm not here to show you the same old clips. Y'all, I went deep into the archives and found some of her most unhinged, awkward, and f***ing bizarre interviews that will leave you shocked. How did she even get away with all this for so long? Some of them are so painfully awkward, I had to hit pause to recover. Now, you might remember that time she joked about Ryan Reynolds' explicit Deadpool scenes traumatizing their daughter, which, yeah, not exactly talk show material.
It's kind of torture these days because I'm on a plane and everywhere I look, every screen is my husband in a sex montage throughout the holidays with another woman because everybody wants to watch Deadpool on the plane. Everyone. But like for 14
That's
hours having
awkward.
your husband having like mashed potatoes eaten out of his butt.
No, yeah, all right, well, hold on a second.
That's in the film. It's lovely. It's a cruel and unusual form of torture. And then my daughter goes, Dada!
Yeah,
And then she starts like hugging and kissing the screen.
But trust me, that's nothing compared to what's coming up next. Let's start with that annoying main character energy. Blake loves acting like the smartest person in the room, but most of the time it just comes off as snobby and self-absorbed. And this interview is a perfect example. I mean, what's with her "how can anyone be so stupid" attitude?
Honestly, put cream cheese on a Guinness and I'm there. Put it in the oven. You've never had a Guinness cake?
No, I don't drink, so I avoid the
I don't
actual
drink either. I mean, I make drinks and I'll taste them, but like,
Yeah.
you've never had a Guinness cake?
No, but I need to.
This is new to me, yeah.
You've never heard of a Guinness cake?
No.
What?
Have you ever heard of putting like Ribena in a Guinness?
Blake brings up Guinness cake, which isn't exactly common knowledge, but instead of explaining it like a normal person, she seems absolutely baffled that the people around her have no idea what it is. The eye rolls, the attitude, the disrespect in her voice. It's giving, how dare you peasants not know this? Well, at least the commentators ate her up. People were not impressed with how stuck up she sounded, calling her arrogant, condescending, and really freaking annoying. Every single interview, Blake is so self-absorbed, interrupts and talks over everyone, every interview. Wow, the body language, Isabella can't lean far enough away from Blake. Because really, is it that shocking that not everyone knows what a Guinness cake is? I don't think so. But if you thought that was just a one-off out-of-touch moment, believe me, baby, it gets worse. Weird obsession with shading Leighton Meester. It's no secret that Blake and Leighton were never as close as their Gossip Girl characters, but these interviews you're about to see make it painfully obvious.
You had kind of an unconventional, can we talk about that?
Yeah, a little, yeah.
All right, tell people the situation that you were in with your parents and everything.
My parents had been part of a very interesting lifestyle, I guess you could say.
They were in prison?
Yes.
Okay, but everything's fine now?
Everything's all good, yeah. My dad is an internet company, my mom's a writer.
Leighton has always been open about her difficult childhood. She was literally born while her mother was serving time in federal prison. It's something she's spoken about with honesty and grace, and honestly, it's not something to joke about. But then comes in Blake, doing what she does best, talking without thinking. Just watch this clip.
Who else didn't want to act in a cage?
Well, some of them
require a cage.
What, some of us started in a cage? I mean, read the room, Blake. What was even the punchline here? Because when you remember that Leighton was literally born while her mother was in prison, it stops being a joke and starts feeling unnecessarily cruel. It was wildly insensitive at best, and at worst, she knew exactly what she was doing. And if that wasn't bad enough, Blake doubles down in that same interview, bringing up the Gossip Girl set and referring to her co-stars as pet monkeys. But see who she pats on the shoulder at the end? Yep, Leighton Meester. The silence, the awkward laughter, the look on Leighton's face. Oh God, it's all so telling. And just in case there was any doubt that Blake was going out of her way to embarrass Leighton, let's talk about the hair comment. When Leighton mentioned that she was cast as a brunette in Gossip Girl simply because it was in the books, Blake wasted no time taking a dig.
Another promise was no pet monkey. Yeah. Chuck has a matching pet monkey with coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them. I'm just kidding.
Girl, what? And people are not happy about these shady remarks pointed at Leighton. Here's what they're saying. First, you're not naturally blonde. And next, that was so disrespectful of you for lots of things. Interrupting when someone is talking, mentioning incoherence, non-funny comments, and just creating an awkward atmosphere. She just can't stand not having the attention on her. And then she tries to play the nice girl and then the victim. Something's really off with her. Seriously, Blake gotta chill out. But one interviewer made the mistake of wasting a deep question on her. Here's a heads up for you. This one is really painful to watch, and not because Blake is being rude, but because she's so out of it that it's pretty awkward.
I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
Over there.
Awkward moment by me.
The interviewer asks a deep, thoughtful question about her role in It Ends With Us, speaking about the powerful message for women and the responsibility of men in these scenarios. It was a question that deserved a meaningful, thoughtful response, but hey, of course, Blake doesn't do that. She gives an emotionless, robotic answer that feels like she's reading off a script she barely understands.
Also, such a powerful message for young women. Yeah. Also, you did a really nice nod to the responsibility of men in these scenarios. I wondered if that was something like that you paid extra attention consciously, or was it something directly translated easily from the book that you felt?
Well, I felt like, you know, this very much is Lily's story, and Lily's a person who leads with empathy, and in that she wants to understand why everybody is the way that they are, but that doesn't excuse anyone's behavior. And I think that once that's clear, you know, you can have two things can be true. You can have empathy, but empathy isn't justification.
Yeah.
What I think is most important is, like, I didn't think about the men too much with regard to
I didn't think about the men too much with regard to Lily? What? This was literally a question about men's accountability, and she just shrugged it off like it didn't even cross her mind. And sure, maybe she was trying to shine the light on Lily's story, but the way she says it, it just makes it sound like she completely missed the depth of the topic. And fans were disgusted. Blake just says a whole lot of nothing. Here I thought all these years this woman was sophisticated, kind, and intelligent. This interview shows that Blake couldn't meet the character's experience, so just brought the character down to her own limited, one-dimensional understanding. This role was wasted on this actress, and now comes across as just an ego project because she produced it. It doesn't end here though. Blake continues to embarrass herself on TV. No talent, but still in a choir? Blake Lively has never been shy about admitting she's not the most talented singer or dancer, and has definitely not been shy about proving it.
What I think is most important is, like, I didn't think about the men too much with regard to Lily.
But do you know what's really weird? Not that you can't sing or dance, but bragging about having no talent and still being in the choir. Girl, did you just admit to being a Nepo baby? And you're proud of it? Right. And people didn't forget to take note of that.
Paid the show choir director to put me in the choir because I can't sing or dance to save my life.
But you were lead in that choir,
I went in there,
Her being the lead of the show because her parents bribed the director just goes to show how much nepotism actually helped her career. She is a mediocre actress at best, and as she proudly claimed, has no other skills. Brandon exposing Blake on live TV. If you ever wondered what it's like to work with Blake Lively, well, this interview might have just answered that question for us. Check it out.
Chemistry between Lily and Atlas, it's firework. It's undeniable. What made it so easy to fall in love on screen?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, we didn't really talk about it.
You could tell her.
I mean, I could tell you it's...
You could say, like, really nice things.
I'm just a really good actor, you know? I'm a really good actor. Everything was really challenging with Blake.
He had a mirror. It was weird. It was...
Brandon says, I couldn't tell you. I mean, we didn't really talk about it. Okay, that's a little awkward, but whatever. I mean, you could tell her. You could say, like, really nice things. At this point, the vibe is already weird, but then Brandon drops the line that has everyone screaming. Everything was, really challenging with Blake. Hello, what? Did Brandon just low-key confirm that working with Blake Lively was not fun at all? You can feel the tension and the way Blake awkwardly laughs it off. Y'all, it's giving damage control. The crazy part is, this isn't even the first time Blake has been called difficult to work with. Anna Kendrick had zero time for Blake's energy. If there's one person in Hollywood who isn't afraid of keeping it real, it's Anna Kendrick. So when she and Blake were forced to do press together for a simple favor, the tension was impossible to ignore.
I worked with her husband Ryan several years ago, so I met Blake a few times through Ryan on that film.
Got it.
And, you know, and thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah, we got the body language experts analyzing this right now. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
The moment starts off with Anna casually mentioning that she met Blake through Ryan Reynolds. Nothing big until, little did I know, pause. You all heard that right. Blake trying to play that awkward reaction off suggests they spread out, but Anna immediately shuts it down with a deadpan, don't touch me, screaming. She was not playing around, and here's what people had to say about it. I thought she looked nice. Little did I know. Blake tries to touch her. Don't touch me. LOL. Love her. And if that wasn't enough, Blake somehow made things even more uncomfortable.
Oh my gosh, I would literally like skin her body alive and step into it to be Cinderella, but I would need
really
her voice.
Hardcore.
It's a problem. I would like need her voice. I can't be a Disney princess ever.
Excuse me? Even the interviewer had to clarify. Wait, literally? Because what kind of response was that? Anna, without missing a beat, throws the most iconic, sarcastic jab ever.
Oh, Muffin, it's so hard being...
And Blake's face after, man, she knew she got dragged. At this point, Anna is all of us. She was so over it and she wasn't even trying to hide it anymore. Of course, people were loving it. Anna Kendrick is a real one for grilling and subtly roasting Blake. And is it even a surprise anymore that Anna has muted Blake on Twitter and Instagram?
Yeah.
Do you block people ever?
No, I've muted some people. Now that it's a function on Twitter and Instagram, there's a couple people that I have muted.
Good.
Yeah. Blake Lively.
Anna Kendrick knows how to handle personalities like Blake Lively. Anna also refuses to play the bullying exclusion game, so a repeat of the bullying situation would have been impossible. It's possible only with an accomplice. Oh, and let's not forget, the irony is that Blake doesn't even remember this is the woman she bullied. Yep, this next one you might know, but it's still gold. Kirstie Flay, a respected entertainment journalist, was just doing her job when she got stuck in what was probably one of the most humiliating interviews of her career. Blake, instead of responding normally, straight up ignored her. It was so bad that Kirstie later admitted that the experience made her consider quitting journalism altogether.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
Kirstie responded to this in the comments and said, "Please do not believe the rumor that people are spreading saying that I was told not to bring up Blake's pregnancy during this interview. That is not true. I was never told such a thing by anyone. That being said, I would love to get the source of this information so I can set the record straight. FYI, if I was ever asked to not mention something during an interview, why on earth would I do that first thing? So they could confiscate my interview afterwards? Yes, they would do that." Blake was very public about her pregnancy at this point and had already talked about it on several talk shows. What's even crazier is that Blake Lively has never apologized. That's right, not a word, not a single acknowledgement, nothing. She just pretended it never happened. And Blake wasn't nearly done yet, because in peak performative activism fashion, she later made a big deal about whether male actors get asked about their clothes, acting like she's some kind of feminist savior for calling it out. Which sure, could have been a fair point if she hadn't just publicly humiliated a female journalist for no reason.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
But don't get creeped out just yet. Wait till you see what she has to say for the DV victims. Promoting a movie about domestic. It Ends With Us is a deeply emotional story about DV, survival, and resilience. A book that resonated with millions because of its raw and unflinching portrayal of abuse. Naturally, you'd expect the film adaptation to be marketed with the same level of care and sensitivity.
Has had that real life experience, I can imagine how hard it would be to imagine their experience being in a romance novel. To them, I would just offer that we were very intentional in the making of this movie.
On the flip side, Blake chose a rather interesting answer.
It Ends With Us is in theaters now, so grab your friends, wear your florals, and head on.
Babe, this is ridiculous. Wear your florals? What is this, a Taylor Swift concert? Someone please tell Blake Lively what this movie is actually about. This is not just one instant. In another interview, when asked what she would recommend to someone who wants to talk to her about the violent themes of the movie, Blake said with one hand on her hip,
I'm gonna want to tell you about their lives. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could
I mean, how tone deaf do you have to be to joke about it like that? For so many people, It Ends With Us isn't just a book or a movie, it's a reality they live every single day. But for Blake, it's to launch her brand and flaunt pretty dresses. Oh wait, did we not mention that already?
Well, this is Brittany's Versace dress, 2002, the butterfly dress. And this dress meant so much to me. Oh my God, my husband's getting soaking wet in the rain. It meant so much to me because of what she meant to me. Like, she was just somebody who represented love and beauty and youth and hard work and determination and strength. And she was in touch with her sexuality and her delicacy, and she just sort of represented it all. And, you know, telling her own story the way she did and the way she's about to with her biopic, it just, like, I don't know, this Britney has just meant so much to me forever. I'm a forever Britney stan. And so when this dress was available, I was like, yes, I need it, and I've had it, you know, for almost a year now, and I've been saving it for this, 6 months, but yeah. And my hair care company, Blake Brown, my goodness gracious. It's been crazy. It's been a crazy week.
Florals, hair care, dresses? Blake, what movie did you think you were filming? This isn't a Met Gala campaign, it's a film about trauma. At this point, it's clear she doesn't understand or doesn't care about the actual weight of this movie. Because for her, It Ends With Us isn't a powerful story, it's just another PR moment. And honestly, the more she talks, the worse it gets. Blake's interviews are just word salad. By now, it should be pretty clear that Blake is a big fat yap machine. But the problem is, despite talking so much, she never actually says anything.
It's beautiful to see patterns and to see people see the patterns and go, I'm not gonna do that, and then do it. And then some end it and some don't. And I think that there's real empathy for both sides there. It's not saying this is the only way, that you have to do it, and if you don't do it this way, you're judged. It's to say, like, we see you, like, life is murky. And yeah, we just want people to feel seen, and as hokey as it sounds, inspired. Like, I think it is ultimately very inspiring. And we didn't set out to tell an inspirational movie, because that feels a little, like, overly earnest.
The interview starts off normal, but then Blake goes on this long, winding, confusing rant that leaves everyone completely lost. It's like watching someone who didn't study for the exam but is trying to hit the word count on their essay, and at this point, fans are 100% over it. Wow, she just said a whole bunch of nothing. She really likes to hear herself talk. The comments say it all. People were begging for her to get the point, but it never happened. A while later, she's asked a simple question. Are you a big Colleen Hoover fan? A yes or no question, right? Think again.
I feel like I lived under a rock because I hadn't heard of Colleen Hoover before they came to me with this movie. But the person that I was in the car with, Eden, when the gentleman I work with, Warren, called me and said, hey, you know, they're interested in you playing this character. Do you know Colleen Hoover and her books? And Eden shrieked. She's 25 years old. And I thought, oh, that's so interesting that a 25-year-old who has access to every bit of information possible.
Instead of answering, Blake goes on a 3-minute rant about absolutely nothing. She talks, she rambles, she circles back, but she never actually answers the damn question. Y'all, this next girl was spot on when she commented, when you didn't study for the exam and now have to answer an essay question on a topic you've never seen before. But wait, it gets worse. This is an interview about It Ends With Us, a movie about domestic violence and trauma. Blake goes on for over a minute talking about freaking Lily Bloom's clothes.
I fell in love with Lily, and I just wanted to tell her story so much. So my favorite set, I mean, it was definitely Lily Bloom's. That set is so beautiful. It looks nothing like this set, but this one is so beautiful too. And that's what I think is special. I mean, we talked about it at another time with Colleen, is that, like, everyone has a different vision or interpretation of what that is, and that's what I love. Like, I'm actually thrilled that this set isn't an exact replica of that one, because every reader had a different Lily Bloom's in their head, and I hope that we get to continue to have different Lily Blooms pop-ups here and there because there's gonna be a different take on her creativity and who she is. And I want people to take Lily and overlay them into her life, the things that they love about her. And because I took some from Lily, like I really do love her. So I loved her set. I love Lily Blooms. When we went in there, the wallpaper was this beautiful, I think it was Morris & Co. wallpaper. And they were like, oh yeah, so this is the decrepit French brasserie.
I gotta give it to her. Only BL can make a movie about DV sound like a Pinterest board. Man, let's be real, you can only dodge so many red flags before people start calling you out, and Blake's quota is full as hell. With awkward interviews, unhinged talk show moments, crumbling co-star relationships, and controversies stacking up, the cracks in her perfect image are getting bigger. It's obvious that she was never the person Hollywood made her out to be. So, what's the most unhinged Blake moment that made you turn on her? And if you could ask her one question, what would it be? And how long do you think her answer would last? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're the type to enjoy celebrity drama, hit that subscribe button and make sure you watch this next video, cause you're gonna love it.